Welcome to Vodka and Juice Boxes, the play date where the only thing they're spilling is their secrets. Sit back, grab a cocktail, and enjoy today's confession session with your sister hosts, Amanda and Juliet. Hey, girls.
Tom, thank you so much for that awesome introduction.
Well, you wrote it. So.
You know, I'm a
I don't think
professional.
my mic's on, is it?
Oh,
Test,
let's get
test.
everybody.
Can you hear
There
my
we go.
sister's beautiful voice?
Yep.
All right, there she is. All right, we're back in the studio with Jessica, the incredible mother of 4, 5, 6 kids. Today we're going to talk about the biggest battle I think we all face, which is bedtimes. Tips, tricks, and our total failures from all three of us. If you have any questions, we want you to hit us up on Instagram. We just posted our title show post. So questions or comments you want us to maybe answer or address, we will take about 15 minutes at the end of the show to do so. So please feel free as you're listening, go ahead and comment. All right, first things first, Amanda, what are we drinking today?
I'm starving myself these days, so everyone else is too. Just kidding. I'm trying to do no sugar, so we're doing a skinny pina colada. I did pineapple vodka, and then I did the coconut LaCroix soda water, and then I did a little pineapple garnish.
That's pretty much it.
No sugar added cocktails. Sorry.
Can we give a cheers to everybody who's listening, watching, and wishing they were drinking what we were drinking?
Cheers, cheers.
Cheers. Ding, ding. Oh, there you go.
It's fancy.
Such an audience. Okay.
All right,
How we
sister,
all
I want
slurped.
you to start us off. You know, just bedtime in general. Why is this something you even want to talk about?
So, one of my girlfriends from high school, Annie Tatum, she had said that,
She just called you out, Annie.
sorry. She said, you know, like, oh, I could talk about bedtime all day long. She's like, that's, you know, something that I'm going through in my household right now. So let's talk about it.
Let's talk about
I do not have a problem with bedtime. Not that I have it down. I don't at all. But it doesn't bother me because I don't work. Number one. I mean, I do makeup for weddings, and it's usually on the weekends, and it's on my terms. So if I had something to wake up for in the morning, absolutely, I would be probably struggling with everybody. But my husband builds power lines, so he works like long nights and weekends and stuff. So he's never had a set schedule. And with only having Bowie for like 5 years, I selfishly kept her with me everywhere.
So,
And
like, what does that mean? Like,
that
you
meant like nighttime too. Like if Brian's gonna work late at night, she's staying up with me and watching Jaws.
lucky. No wonder she thinks there's
She's your
sharks in the
companion.
pool.
No, but I mean, I would. She had like, you know, she had the iPad and she would watch her own shows or whatever, and I put a blanket over her head. So it's not like I made her watch like shitty stuff. But no, I kept her up with me, and you know, late at night, and then a lot of the incentive for me to do that is that I'm not a morning person, and she sleeps in with me.
She does.
Both my girls, I have a 4-month-old baby, and even she will sleep in. Like, she'll wake up probably around 6 for like a diaper change and a feeding, and if I put her in bed with me, she'll talk to herself for probably about 5 minutes and go back to sleep.
Well, let me ask
and
you
get both
then,
of them to
what
fall
does
asleep.
bedtime look like? What does your bed look like by 5 a.m.?
All right. So I know there's a couple of people that I like kind of like softly battled with that said, you know, like, oh, I don't understand co-sleeping. Like I like my husband too much. I like my husband too much. Like, who does that? Why would you do that? I was that fucking mom, and I have all 4 of us in my bed. But he's almost 5.
How do you deal with them hitting and kicking you?
Well, and
That's what I
Brian-
can't
yeah.
deal with.
Right.
Like, once someone gets me in the ribs, you're out. Like, I
Yeah.
never want to see you again. Even my husband.
Never wanna
And we're
see
not
you.
going to lie. Brian and Amanda, they're not the smallest people.
I'm not a petite bitch.
So just like
Brian,
a hot dog, just like stiff, like
Brian. Okay, actually I think both Brian and I sleep like on the edge of the earth. Like we sleep on our side and we sleep on the end, and then Bowie sleeps in the middle, and then the baby sleeps in the bassinet, like on my side.
yeah.
So my biggest question to Amanda was, because this is something that
It bothers my sister because
No, wait.
don't lie.
Let me ask this
It
question real
okay,
quick.
no. It bothers my sister because we both got trundle day beds at the same time so that we could have sleepovers. There is a bed in every single room, in my house because I'm a big fan of company. The more the merrier. Like I can't tell you how many people like enter my house and then leave their sunglasses because I just feed you food and drinks,
Amanda's
and
likes
then
to
you
steal
can't.
things. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
I mean, like I feed people like, you know, like drinks and food and make you
They just wanna
comfortable.
stay
And
over.
I have like new toothbrushes you can have and blankets, and I have a spot for you. Stay
So
a while.
it's the best
I've
house to
slept
go
at your
to
house,
because
but-
all of the kids sleep in their room and they have all these other rooms, which is fantastic, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Juliet and I did the David trundle so that we could have the kids over. I could take her kids and she could take my kids. But Juliet's like, I don't want to sleep with Bowie. Like my kids sleep in their bed. Your kid has to have a bedtime and she has to stay in her bed. So I totally get that part. I totally do, because I even had like Luke, my friend Luke, come stay the night, or not stay the night. He watched Bowie when she was little. One of my husband's best friends, and who's got children, and he's like, okay, when's her bedtime? And I'm like, oh fuck. So this is
Yeah.
the only time it's a problem for me, is when like other people watch my kid. Like even our mom is like, what about bedtime? You know, and I'm like, do your thing. I don't know, but
Wing it.
yeah, but I use tired teddies, so that'll be another conversation.
Yeah.
So that's what bedtime looks like.
Well, I wanted to ask you, Amanda, because my biggest concern is the reason why we do have such a strict bedtime in our household is because Aaron, from the day one that we even conceived, he was like, okay, listen, no babies in the bed because I like you, Juliet, and I want to keep you, and bedtime is special for me. I want to be able to cuddle
That's how
with
I
you.
was.
And so, so we kept that. It was a very strict rule that there's no babies in the bed, and so
I
I
totally
wanted
get
to
that.
know where Brian stood on that.
So I had a really hard time getting pregnant the second time. We did, we hit up the doctor for help. We spent a lot of money. We did, I did like holistic options and everything. And we got to a point where him and I just thought, maybe this is it. Maybe Bowie's it. And maybe we can't have another kid and we need to slow down and just kind of soak it in. So from that moment on, I want to say Bowie was almost 4. We started letting her sleep in our bed.
And let's be honest, they're the sweetest when they're sleeping.
Yeah.
That's
The
the time when
sweetest.
you
It's
feel like
so
you're like,
true.
oh my gosh,
I
they're
know.
quiet,
I
they look
know.
angelic. Of course, you want
So-
to cuddle them.
So we started letting her sleep with us, and then probably 6 months later, I got pregnant.
Right.
And I know everybody says like, "Oh, you're trying too hard. Try not trying." And it's like, go fuck yourself. Let
Yeah.
me just erase the fact that I want a baby every time I have sex with my husband. You can't do that. It's impossible.
Right.
So thanks for the advice, but it's very hard to do.
Right.
So, yes. So I got it in my head and I accepted it that I wasn't going to have another baby. And that's why she slept with us. So when I was pregnant, I told her, I said, listen, when the baby's here, you're going to have to be a big girl and sleep in your own room. And I set up her room perfectly. And I have like a nightlight. I have a sound machine. I put on essential oils. Like I have a bedtime routine. We did bath. We did books. We did everything. And my mom came and stayed with me that week that I had a scheduled C-section because of complications. But my mom stayed with me that week to spend a little bit more time with Bowie and kind of be ready for anything, because I was also high risk for preterm
labor.
delivery? Or yeah. So mom told me, she's like, Bowie was hyperventilating, crying, saying that she's so sad and scared that her sister doesn't take her spot in the bed. And she's not ready. She's not ready. And I'm like, well, fuck it. I don't even want to deal with this. I can't.
Right.
I can't deal with it. So I will eventually get there, but right now it's not on my priority list.
Right.
So
Well,
she still slept with us, and it's been an interesting transition. She loves her sister, but she is such a good communicator, and she tells me all the time how she misses the times when it was just me and you, and we could do all these adventures, and I miss this, I miss that, and then like I'll be telling her I'm doing the best that I can, and get in a little argument with her, and she'll just be like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. I just want to think about good memories, and I'm like, well. Cool.
Yeah.
Let me just cry the whole car ride home.
Aw.
So, that being said, I keep her in bed with me, and it's not something I want to deal with just yet because it's not bothering anyone.
Right.
And Brian, back to your question, even when I was pregnant or trying or accepted the fact that Bowie was in our bed, Bowie would fall asleep before us on the
Right.
couch because she doesn't have a bedtime.
Right.
And when it came time for us to go to bed, I would be like, where do you want to put her room or our bed? And he always said our bed.
Right.
So sometimes when it was like, I need a break from
Yeah.
her and I need you, she would go in her bed.
That's awesome.
And then Bowie would come in my room at like anywhere between midnight and 3 in the morning.
so then what I'm hearing from you
Not all
then-
the time.
Right.
Sometimes she sleeps the night.
So what I'm hearing from you then is that it's not affecting your family, and so
Not at all.
your bedtime is your bedtime. Like what you just described to us,
It's a mess, but it's okay. It works.
But it's your mess, and
Yeah.
it works with your family, and
Yes.
I love that. And I think what's really important for a lot of families, they and Jessica, chime in please, because everyone thinks, oh, there's got to be this strict routine.
I
and
agree.
my
I'm
sister
all
feels
about
like-
rules and strictness and routine, and you're the boss. I'm all about that. This is just something that
Right.
I think at the end of the day, I just don't have the energy for.
I
yeah.
don't fuck around when it comes to
I want to
bedtime.
hear how this woman.
I have
gets
been
all-
up since 6 o'clock. So once like 6
Oh,
o'clock
yeah.
starts coming down, I'm like, let's bath. Let's start counting down. It's 2.5
Yeah.
hours until
Yes.
bedtime.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like I cannot
I
go
don't
past the
blame
bedtime.
you.
I'm done. I've been.
You're
dealing
also
with,
outnumbered, though.
yeah,
You're
extremely
outnumbered, and your husband
Right.
works late. So
yeah. So he's not home. It's
you
just
bank
me.
on that bedtime.
So I want to
Absolutely.
hear. I want to hear Jessica's bedtime routine. I want to know that 2 hour
Yes.
countdown, just so people can maybe get an idea of what that is.
I've always been like that, even as a single mom. It was like 7:30. Carter would go to bed, and I was by myself. So like Greg always jokes with me when we first met. He'd like call me like at 9 o'clock, and I'd already been asleep for like an hour. He's like, "How do you go to bed so early?" I'm like, "It's done. The day
She
is
wills herself to
done."
death like the Indians. She just sits there and goes,
No, I just really just passed out. But so when we got together, he had a past marriage where the babies were in the bed, and he was like, absolutely no, never ever kids in our bed, not one single day.
And then the wife like went against it.
no, his past marriage, they had kids in the bed.
So
Yeah.
this new marriage.
Oh,
Yes,
and,
yes.
And your
And so when we got
Yes,
together,
yes, yes,
he was
yes.
like, okay, one thing I have to say, the kids are not allowed in the bed.
and that's Aaron's rule.
And
well,
yeah.
how did he go from a marriage where it was okay? Was it just because? Was it always his rule that it was
Maybe
a no?
that's
why that marriage
neighbor
doesn't
who
work, I
was
don't
with
know.
the wife.
Oh.
So there you go
Okay.
with that.
Okay.
And
Eh.
end scene. And so Levi wasn't allowed near our bed at all. I mean, it wasn't like he like not even a foot in the bed. Greg wouldn't even allow it. He was next to our bed.
Wait, so did you sleep with Levi? Oh wait, no. Did you sleep with Carter? Carter was your
Yes.
first.
Yes, me and
You
him went to
did.
bed like at 7:30. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you both went together
Yeah.
to bed
He went to
together
bed-
early.
yeah,
Gotcha,
yeah.
gotcha.
And then so then me and Greg got together. We had Levi. Levi wasn't allowed in. So we have Sawyer, and I'm like, well, he's real cute. So he came in, and then we couldn't get him out.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then Charlize came in, and
Yeah.
we couldn't get Charlize out. She's only been in her own room for like 2 months, and like dealing with that transition from bed to screaming, crying, and all that is really difficult. So, anyways, so now they're all in their own rooms, okay? And a day-to-day basis where we eat dinner, we start with the baths, and that's really, I feel like I'm in like the award ceremony. The gong is being hit.
Yeah,
no,
we're actually,
no, I'm listening.
Keep talking. It's just we're going to be going to break
Yeah.
pretty soon. Yeah, no, keep talking.
Yeah,
We'll
so the
continue.
older ones hate it because I have a 13-year-old and an 11-year-old, and they're like, oh my God, we like to stay up till 10. And I'm like, that's cool, but I'm done working. You're going to sleep.
Which I want, after this
Interesting.
commercial
So they
break,
don't-
I want to really hear about
No, yeah,
how you can get
the
from a
difference.
1-year-old and to a 12-year-old to all go to
Well,
bed at
and
the same
it's a
time.
blended family because the
Yeah.
other two have a
Mhm.
different. They have different
Different
rules
rules at
with
the
their
other
mom.
household.
I want to know how that
Exactly.
works.
Yeah.
And that transition with Charlize. I mean, she was in your bed, and now you had to do this transition, the whole crying out thing. Like,
So she didn't cry out that bad.
oh, that's good.
Sawyer still cries every single night. He cries. He just, I don't think he's
So you
going to
just
ever
let him,
outgrow it.
right? Because I let Bowie. I
No,
did
we do like the sleepy walk, like one eye zombie. Here's a bottle. Shut up.
Okay.
like so he's still in your bed and he's in his
No,
room?
he's in his room.
Oh,
Like
okay.
we're like throwing milk at them.
Yeah.
Cheetos. on the
Cheetos.
Yeah,
floor.
here,
All right,
something.
we're gonna
That's my
we're gonna
move.
go to commercial break, and we're gonna get back to this because I think we know that Jessica has a lot more tips that I want to hear about because I'm gonna try this too. Cheers, everybody.
Imagine what it would feel like to lose everything: your job, your home, your family, your dignity. This has happened to thousands of the men, women, veterans, and young adults we serve at Working Wardrobes. What do we do to help? We provide career development services, life skills workshops, job skills training. We provide the perfect interview outfit, and we get clients placed in jobs. Call Working Wardrobes, 714-210-2460. Donate, volunteer, invest, hire.
And we want to remind all of you listening that today's show is being brought to you by J-Dub Design, socially designing what you dream. Everybody has an idea of how they want their brand to look and feel and how they want to communicate to their community, whether that's ideas presented on a napkin, through pins on Pinterest, or simply talking it out. Your vision, your dream can become a reality. It can take shape. It can come alive. And that's what the folks at J-Dub Design do. They do it for us. They should do it for you. Utilizing the most popular trends online and the latest programs for design to help you build, create, and sustain your digital community, just like all of us here at OC Talk Radio. So check them out, J-Dub Design. And the only thing it doesn't say here, what's the website?
jdubdesigninc.com.
Spell it out. You say it so fast.
Oh, sorry. Am I on? JDUB Design Inc.com.
JDubDesignInc.com. All right, very good. All right, back to the girls and their dishing.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Paul, for that. I am JDub Design, just so you guys all know. If you ever want anything amazing, I can help. So back to Jessica. Okay.
Hello.
I want to know how you can get a 1-year-old and a 12-year-old all down at the same time. Just give it to us right there.
So I was talking to my friend who just had baby number 2, and she was having these feelings, that are totally normal, baby number 2, about...
What are I want to know those
she was feeling like she was neglecting the first child by spending so much time with the second child.
Okay.
And I told her, and when I said it out loud or through a text message, I realized how creepy it freaking sounds.
Tell me.
We all take a bath together. I have a huge bathtub, and every night, me,
Ooh.
Levi,
Ooh.
Sawyer, and
Ooh.
Charlize
I don't
are
think
all
it's
in the bathtub.
I
And
think
I'm
it's
like,
fantastic.
well, why am I going to sit on the side? I need a bath. You need a bath. So let's all
I
just
know.
do this.
We're
I
doing it all
actually
together.
just did-
I support that.
Aaron and I, we had a big beach day, and the kids were in the bath, and we're like, we're Sandy too. We all freaking jumped in, and we do not have a big bath.
So whenever I tell Brian about whenever we talk about house plans, and if we were ever to be in the position to design something the way we want it,
Yeah.
I would tell him I would have him knock out like a full wall separating the bathroom and a bedroom,
Yeah.
so I could have a family shower.
Yeah.
I want a walk-in family
with
shower.
7 shower
Yes.
heads.
Oh,
Yes,
all over.
I want to
Glass
walk
everywhere,
in.
yeah.
Because you know what? I'm 31 years old, and I still get drunk with my girlfriends on like a girls' weekend, and we all still fucking
Every
shower
day.
together.
It's
Okay,
fine.
Only
It's
reason why Carter
fun.
got
Yeah.
kicked out of my shower is because Greg was like, he's 5 and he needs to go. But Levi's 5 and Levi gets to stay. So I don't know what that is.
You know what? That's so funny. I was just talking about that with Juliet. I think it was you.
Yeah, it was with the
How I told Brian, I was like, hey, I'm like, shower Bowie really fast. And he looked at me, he's all, I think she's too old.
Daddy and daughter.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
might be.
It might be too
but
old,
it's hilarious because,
Yeah.
because Levi told me my pee got cut off.
well, no, yeah,
And I
no.
was like, what?
Yeah, I understand that age where they make that distinction or whatever,
Yeah.
but she prefers bath time, so it's really rare that we do showers.
Yeah.
And so I guess it had just been so long
Right.
since we did the shower thing, with
Mhm.
Brian, and it was so funny because I don't know, it was so
Yeah.
funny how he was like, no, I think it's time. I think
Yeah.
it's time we stop that. It was
Okay.
so funny.
So I want to jump. I know I asked you
Okay,
a
okay,
question, but we're all gonna
Yeah.
So we're gonna answer your question, and I want to go into our secrets of tire teddies because I have something to say about that, and I want
Yeah.
Amanda to chime in. So
Okay, so we do our bath. Me and the
Okay.
babies do our bath. The older ones are usually downstairs doing their after dinner chore,
okay,
which that's a whole nother story.
yeah.
But whatever. After dinner, they have to, they each get a little thing to do the dishes, sweep the floor, clean the table. Easy stuff that they act like it's the big deal. It takes them like
Right.
an hour to do something.
God, Mom.
Oh, that
I
was
know.
us.
Oh, the
please,
trash.
totally.
I have to take
I had
it
to do the
out.
dishes for 5 freaking kids in the family.
Paper plates. We eat off paper plates.
My mom could not afford paper plates.
Well, I mean, my God. So yeah.
You eat every night off paper plates?
Hell to the yes. There are way too many people.
There's so many people.
Yeah, so many
Oh
people. That's
my
very true.
God!
If
I'm sorry. I just
cook
had
out
to.
of a
I can't
paper
believe it.
pan, you better believe I would do that too.
That's amazing.
I could throw anything
And can I
away.
just say one other quick? I know I'm
Of
not
course.
supposed to talk anymore here, but
Oh,
we did an online survey while you
Yeah.
girls were talking about everybody, how they feel about everybody taking a bath together, and the survey was. Well, wait a second here.
Survey says
Survey says.
you are not.
Oh,
the
it didn't
father.
do it. Oh well, okay.
There's
a buzzer there.
Okay, so yeah, the kids are doing their chores. The older or the babies are upstairs in the bath with me. We get out. We do, pajamas. I hook them up with bottles because, yes, my 5-year-old gets some milk of the baba.
Okay.
And my 2-year-old, he gets milk of the baba. And so does Charlize. And they all go to bed with it. And they actually go to the dentist every 6 months. And their teeth are not rotted out of their heads. So.
Perfect. I love that.
Mine go every 6 months, and that's mostly because my girlfriend, April, is our dental hygienist, and she hounds me. And I'm like,
really?
okay, yeah.
I hear it all the time, too.
No, she's she's my girlfriend, so she can call me out, and she can be like, oh, hi, where are you? Are you coming? And I'm like, what?
Okay.
No one scheduled this.
So I freaking love that. So it's bath time, and you got your secret medicine is the baba, which is awesome.
Oh, yeah, but I hook them up with the gummy vitamin if they're out of control.
Yeah,
Okay.
she does the gummy melatonin.
The gummy
Perfect.
melatonin, they are 1 milligram, and we just pop it in.
So that's kind of what I want to get to, because you do I have quite a few friends.
And then I want to get into potty training. Don't let me forget.
Yes,
it's not
definitely.
every night that they get the
Oh,
gummy.
yeah. No, none of us do it every night. But
Yeah.
when it's a
Ours is
necessity,
Wednesdays
I don't
for
give a
sure.
shit.
Yeah.
Wednesdays in my family for sure.
Okay.
Only because Aaron and I, we work so hard, and we
both of you guys
start
work.
to live this life. We're very parallel with each other.
You're still
where it's
trying to
like-
find that balance,
Yeah,
too.
and so he finally came to me. He's like, dude, I just want to hang out with you.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
miss
like,
Brian
oh,
all
I
the
feel
time.
that same way.
Yeah,
Yep.
and so
I need a friend.
Aaron and I, Malachi goes
You're all,
down. Yeah.
across the dinner table. You're like, you're so
we're
close.
alive, right? We're alive. So Aaron, Malachi goes down at 6:30 with a bottle.
Yeah.
No problem. Rolls
6:30?
over. It's beautiful.
Yeah, but what time does he wake up? You guys are morning people.
5:30.
See, no.
no.
I would rather keep you up till the ends of the earth so you fucking sleep in because I can't.
Yeah.
No, Amanda doesn't work, and I have to
I know,
get to the job by 8 o'clock, so
I
it
know.
actually works out because
It does.
5:30/6 gives Aaron and I an hour to actually enjoy coffee,
Yeah, that's
pack
those
all
are
the lunches,
completely
and
different.
get everybody out of the house by 8:30.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're hustling. But finally he was like, dude, we need to hang out. It's like, well, Ezekiel usually his bedtime is around 8:30, so that's 2.5 hours after Malachi. He's actually a very cool kid where he could just watch Curious George for hours.
Yeah,
but-
same with Bowie. I could give Bowie the
but then
iPad
I
and borrow it and I
kind
can
of
watch
feel
her show.
bad, and I'm like, okay, this kid, we just throw him in front of the TV. I don't even know.
Oh, I don't feel bad. I really
know.
don't. Brian and I have our series that we will find on Netflix
Right.
or HBO or whatever the fuck it is, and Bowie has her iPad, and we throw a blanket over her head, and we tell her that this is going to give you spooky dreams. Don't watch this.
Well, sometimes
Yeah.
I just
She
don't want the
tunes
kid.
in and out.
I sometimes just don't want
Yes,
the kid in my
I agree.
living room. I'm sorry. And so that's when Tire Teddy's tried and true. Within 15 minutes, that kid's like literally going in circle, like walking in circles, like where's
Like
my
a
pet?
dog, like
What
looking
is
for
in
somewhere to
this?
poop.
It's
guys are
lavender
doing-
and chamomile.
Yes. Tire Teddy's is 3.3%
melatonin.
of a milligram
Okay.
melatonin. Chamomile, lavender, lavender.
Lavender's
Lavender.
great. I just love that stuff. It's so calming.
and
There's another ingredient. Look
there's
it up.
3 other like
Just calming herbs.
herbs. Yes.
Okay.
So it's completely holistic. I showed my doctor. My doctor told me melatonin was fine, except for Juliet. Well, she's a way better sister than me. She took Bowie for me so much,
Yeah.
like overnight, and Bowie would sometimes cry in her sleep when I would give her melatonin. And
They
I
cry in
only
their sleep
gave her-
because it's too much.
Yes, and I only gave her 1 milligram because that's per their body weight.
And
Yeah,
those
that's what
were
I
in
was
the
told.
drops, right? Well, I was doing the drops for Ezekiel because he
Because he
won't
wouldn't
do the
do
chewables.
yes. So if anybody is having a problem getting their kid to eat a chewable, or if they don't like the taste or something, they do at like Sprouts or any other holistic
Right.
store. They do offer melatonin,
But don't give
in
them
the
full
liquid
dosage.
form.
At least
you
I
know.
recommend not
yes.
to.
I don't. Yes.
I
okay.
myself take half the gummy.
Right.
You
honestly.
do?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I get bad dreams.
So my girlfriend told me that she read some article that said it didn't matter. You don't have to take like a large amount of melatonin, no matter who,
So your
what your
body
size
naturally
is,
produces
because
it,
your
correct?
body your body registers as this is extra. Period.
Yeah.
Even if you give them like a little bit, your body registers it as I'm having a little bit more help, and now it's time to go to sleep.
And it's an
Yeah.
extra, it's like
yes,
a jump,
yes,
if you will.
So that'll work, regardless. But with Bowie would cry in her sleep.
Yeah, she don't sound like
And
these
yes,
silent night
it
terrors
seemed like night
type.
terrors almost, where like I would try to pick her up and I would try to hold her, and she would try to fight me off like I was a bad guy, and it was crazy.
Well, that's normal too. Because
So-
even without melatonin, some of them have night terrors.
Yes.
No, that's true.
Yeah, it is. So I didn't associate the whole night terror thing with melatonin until I talked to, and it's not even like I'm trying to tie the two together right now, but I was talking to the lady at Sprouts. And she told me that this is just based off something that someone told me. She told me that with melatonin, it opens up the dream gland.
Wait, what?
It opens up your dream gland.
There's no dream
there's
gland.
no dream gland.
Come on.
The part in your brain.
There
The
is.
part in your brain.
There is.
Maybe it's not
No,
a gland then.
it's a method of sleep. You go from a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
When you get to 1, you go to REM.
So maybe this isn't. Maybe this is complete bullshit. But she told me it opens up
Some
like
sort
the
of
dream, like some part of your
canal.
brain. So maybe it's not a gland. Maybe I'm totally
It's like-
butchering this info. But she said that it opens the part of your brain where you dream, where your brain is overactive, and it becomes a little bit more excessively active, and that's where sometimes you can get bad dreams.
And the only
like
reason,
ambient, how people are like driving cars and eating.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, she says it's like an overproduction of those thoughts that create dreams, and that may be why she's
So
crying in
back
her
to us
sleep.
giving those to our children.
well, no.
No.
Yeah, so what I wanted to
So
say
I was doing tired teddies because it's a more mild form,
And
my
it
kid will be
reduced
out
it
like a light. Like you
with
give
no
me
terrors.
30 minutes and she is out and she does not wake up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
She might sleepwalk into my bed, but she doesn't cry in her sleep. She doesn't walk into. She doesn't. It's just not an issue.
You know, and I
she
saw-
doesn't wake up early. It's a full regular night's sleep. I would say.
Yeah.
But I would still give her melatonin. I would probably just switch it off, or I don't know.
Well,
I mean,
I was giving the full 1 milligram dosage.
but
and I
yours
thought that
never
was
had a
too
problem,
much.
right?
He acted a little crazy. Like
Like what?
It's like
Oh, you
kinda
mean
like,
right before you tried
right
to go
before
to sleep?
drug,
Yeah.
he seemed like he was like a little it was like a little too much. So then I would do half dosage, and it was beautiful.
Oh,
like,
good to
it
know.
was instant. So I feel like when we were giving Bowie, even when I gave Bowie a full dosage of melatonin, that's when she would have the night terrors. But I give her the tired teddy, and
Oh,
it was
and then
only
it was just
0.3.
enough.
She
Good
was
to
just
know.
fine. She
Yeah.
was fine.
Yeah.
I never gave Carter anything, and he would just always do like the
He was a-
bath.
he's
The
probably
what
a
I
good
told you,
sleeper.
the bath book and bed thing.
Oh yeah,
And,
yeah.
And
so
the
so
older
Jessica's,
two, I never gave anything.
Jessica's thing is bed. Wait,
Bath,
bath,
book,
and bed.
It
That's
always
Yeah,
exactly
I
what
love
we
that
do.
routine. I think that's great.
I told you Wednesday nights is melatonin for our nights, but normally it's bath book.
I
and
do
bed,
melatonin when
100%.
I have had a fuck enough of you. I
Yeah.
have had enough. Like Brian's working, it's just me, and she's still
Yeah.
waiting at the door like a puppy for Brian to come home because Brian's the play and I'm the
Yeah.
I just
structure.
think it's really nice to have a go-to.
Are you
Just
kidding
like
me?
when
It's
we
a
have
fucking
nightcap.
off button, and I don't know how people live without it.
Yes,
It
I
is an
agree.
off button. And when I want to hang out with Brian, and I'm like, guess who's going to bed? Not me. Bye,
Right.
suckle face. Eat it.
Yes, eat it.
I
Send
need
that
it.
Candy.
And you know what? I mean, like, I'm not an idiot. I did talk to my pediatrician who's like, you know, like a
Amazing.
family to me. She's like,
Yeah.
she's the best. So I know there's people out there that are nervous because you know they do say that this generation is one of the highest in melatonin
Right.
users. Like this generation, it made
Because they make
melatonin
it in
blow
every
up.
single
Well,
form.
I wanted
Yes.
to chime in on that. One thing we're trying to do is because after we were talking with Jessica about the show about getting all of her kids down at the same time, because Ezekiel's been going down at 8:30 and Malachi's at 6:30. I don't expect him to go down at 6:30, but I do expect him to go down at 7, maybe 7:30. So for the last few nights, we began melatonin at 7. He's been going down by 7:30, and then it was like 3 or 4 nights we did melatonin, and then now we're not. And he's been going down easier. We put blackout curtains because it's so
Right.
bright now, and so we kind
So
of did this
Joey did that
transition.
too. Joey did that. My girlfriend did it as a. Sorry if I put you on blast.
No,
dude.
it's- oh, sorry.
Juliet's all. No, it's fine. Joey's cool. So my girlfriend did the same thing. She had slept with her. So she has 3 boys. She got pregnant the 4th time, and it ended up being her girl who finally got her daughter.
Yeah.
And so let her daughter sleep in the bed with her. Until her husband was saying, like, yo, it's time. Like, let's transition. I miss you. I want time with you.
Mm-hmm.
So Juliana would, I probably shouldn't be using names. Sorry, Joe. So Juliana would go back to her bed, but she was, you know what's funny is that she used Bowie as an example. She was like, I don't think it's fair Bowie gets to sleep with her parents.
Really?
And I'm like, how did she know that? Unless Bowie's talking shit. Joey's like,
yeah.
what?
Oh, Bowie talks all kinds.
I'm
See,
sure.
co-parenting, when the babies were in my bed, if me and Greg were in an argument and he'd be like staying on the couch, I'd be like, ain't gonna miss ya. See you later, bye.
No, that's
You know, I have
true.
somebody with me, and I wasn't like dependent. And you know, they always say the things like "don't go to bed mad." Well, I feel like sometimes when you do have them in the bed, I totally lean on
You're
them.
all, no one's mad here.
Yeah, I was like, I have something to snuggle with. Somebody's warm next to me. Like, I totally don't even miss you. Like,
Yep.
Sorry
Well,
about your bad luck.
I think we all use our babies for for stuff like that. They all fulfill so many parts of us.
This is
I
what's
think
crazy,
that's really fun.
though. I don't know if this is true or if it's just for my family. I was a very strict. Sorry, he wants me close to the mic. I was very strict about having my boys not sleeping in bed, right? So they have been sleeping on their own since like 3 months the earliest, in their cribs by 2 weeks, and doing all the sleep training and all this stuff.
But she had her babies in the crib at 2 weeks because they made a lot of noise in their sleep.
Yes.
Both
but
of them.
now I want to cuddle with my babies.
Yes.
But they're such independent sleepers, they won't cuddle with me, and they're like this.
They're like moving around.
moving, and they're kicking.
Really?
And they will not cuddle with me. The moment they get in our bed, because Ezekiel, for some reason, turning 3.5, he sits there at the side of my bed, and he's like, hi. It's
She says she'll wake up,
and I'm
she,
like, and he's
trips
there,
out.
like children of the corn, like staring at me. I'm like, Jesus, like, I just fell asleep, and so I'm like,
But
okay.
I like the fact that she told me yesterday. She said that she has a hallway leading from his room to her room that she lights up with those electrical tea lights.
I put battery-operated candles out there because I'm like, how scary is that to go in a house?
I think
and
that's
it's all
cute.
dark?
I don't do that for Bowie.
No,
but-
no.
I do it only
Jessica's
because
all, "Meh,
I'm
you're
just
fine."
like, now I know that he's coming into my room and I don't want him to like, well, if anything is to startle me, like he's running into the wall and I think it's a burglar or something. And so I have that. So he comes into my room. If I'm in a deep sleep, he's staring at me and I wake up as I turn over and I'm like, ah. But then instantly, depending on how tired I am, I'll bring him in. It's 15 minutes of cuddles, not really cuddling. He's more like, choo choo. I'm like, oh, hell no. I bring him out of the bed, making sure he doesn't have like a nightmare. And then he literally goes back into his bed and he's fine until the morning.
But you told me sometimes you have to do that over and over.
Actually,
Well, like 2 times maybe.
last night, thanks. I
Was it?
think the kids both knew that we were having this talk today
They
because
listened to our phone call.
both Malachi never wakes up in the in the middle of the night. Twice last night. He has no teeth and he's almost 1. So maybe I'm gonna put it on the teething thing. I don't freaking know.
I
And
think
then
it's teething.
Ezekiel twice. Both kids 4 times in the middle of the night. I'm like, guess what? I got no sleep last night. I'm talking about bedtime.
You kick out Brian
And
or
yeah.
Aaron. You roll them out of the bed.
I
you're
start
all-
to panic.
Yeah.
When I hear like a noise, like the start of a cry, like I literally turn to Greg and I'm just like shit is about to go down. They're
Mama
not going to go
knows.
back to sleep. I'm never gonna do it again. I'm probably gonna die. The whole house is gonna crumble. That's how I feel. I really start panicking, and then Greg's like, "I'll take care of it." I'm like,
Oh, beautiful. No, there's
"Oh, he knows.
So
I'm
I
not getting up. I'm
I
known."
asked Jessica before, just because like I'm super nosy and she's my girlfriend, so I'm allowed to. But I know that not every household has help in the middle of the night, like with husbands, and that's totally fine. If you feel like you can do it,
Not fine.
then do it. Like, but
agree.
some people
I think
feel
it
like
takes 2 people to make a baby. There's 2 people that are gonna take care of the baby.
I agree. It
I
does.
agree.
It's not fine with me, but if
Circumstances
it's not
happen.
a problem
Oh, yeah.
to the girl, then
Like
you're
if you're a
fucking-
single parent,
you
but if your
are
husband's home, he better help.
superhero if it doesn't bother you.
I just want to say amen to that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Sorry.
agree.
Like, if we're going to put it out on blast, if you're a single parent, I mean, you just freaking
I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I could not do
Amazing.
it.
And I love you. But if there's a husband at home,
Yes, and this is another
I
thing.
am not going to back it. I have
This
no
is
support
something
for
that I
lots of
tell-
husbands who don't
Absolutely.
support
This is
their
something
wives.
that I tell Brian. Like I tell him all the time because he always tells me, he's like, he usually tells me stuff like this, like when I try to give myself a pat on the back for driving somewhere I've never driven by myself before, and he's like, yeah, people do it every day, or whatever. And so so whenever we have the conversation about me doing things, like a lot of things or new things or whatever, like I always tell him, like, I am so capable of doing things by myself, but I am not by myself.
Right.
So I will not live my life like I'm by myself. You can help me.
yes,
You will help me when I need help. Like,
Yes.
and I know I saw an article that said it's not help because it's their
My husband
family
says that
too.
all the time too.
Yeah.
When I say thank you, he goes, "You don't have to thank me. It's my
It's my family
job."
too. Yes.
And I'm
Okay.
like, yeah, it is
Yes.
your fucking
Yeah,
job.
you're right. You're right.
So I don't need to call it help, but I'm saying I don't have to do this by myself, and I don't have to beat myself up over it
Yeah.
because I don't want to do it by myself,
Right.
like so.
Totally.
Anyway.
Sister, well, I'm going to cut you off real quick. I want you to break our etiquette, go on your phone, see if we have any questions on our last couple posts
Okay.
for questions regarding this topic. In the meantime, we will just kind of continue
We did
to
get an
talk.
update on that online
Ooh,
survey here.
let's
so-
hear it. I want to know. Taking a bath with your kid? Ow!
All right, that's what the general consensus was.
What?
No.
Get out of
That's
here,
because that's
Paul.
Paul's consensus.
Listen, Paul. This is probably Aaron and I might
Well,
have been.
Paul had a daughter. He probably didn't want to, take a
No, that
bath
would be
with her.
really creepy. I'm not going to take a bath
That
with my
is so
daughter.
funny.
Come on.
Why?
Um,
My husband takes the baby in the bath.
Yeah,
well,
that's
okay.
fine.
At what age do you stop, though?
That's what
Well,
we're
that's
just
When
talking
they recognize
about.
your privates.
And
My
that's-
son is now recognizing the.
Mommy's privates. and-
No, he said something
You
about,
say-
and I can't remember what he said. Something.
Thank God my kid
Oh,
can't
he
talk
said,
yet.
"Mommy, you have a baby in your tummy," and I was like,
You
"Duh,
little
fuck?"
shit.
And what did he say after you knocked him
He
down?
said,
Right?
he said, "Oh," and I really looked at him. I was like, "What?"
What?
Like, cool, fat day. I don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, "No, 2 babies, Mommy.
Two. Oh, my
One,
goodness.
2."
Oh,
and I was like,
I see.
Okay, that works.
Could,
I see.
could be
Maybe.
thought of
I
as
can-
baby.
Never
I
thought
can
of
see
that. I've
that.
never heard that one
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
That makes
He
me
also
feel a little
taught me
better.
that my PB
Okay,
got chopped off.
Well,
Let's see.
Bowie asked Brian why his kuka was different, like when she was little.
Yes.
And that still didn't, like...
Well, she was only like 3.
When
but
Carter
now,
first
yeah.
saw
Yeah.
Greg's, he screamed because I was a single mom, and he
Oh,
accidentally walked in
yeah.
on Greg. He'd never even seen a man before,
Oh, my.
and he walked in
baby.
on Greg, and
I
he
need to check this
screamed,
photo.
"Greg has a giant baby!"
Oh, my God, how funny.
And they both were screaming, and of course Greg's probably like,
All pumped on himself.
"Yeah."
He's all, you got that right.
All right. If anybody has any questions, go on our Instagram right
Yeah.
now. Amanda's online.
Stand by. Okay, so
Um,
we have no questions on our Instagram.
What did people do before there was melatonin? I never even heard of melatonin. I mean, I grew up
Lock
in
their
an
kids
era.
in their room, which was actually interesting.
Oh, that's a good
question.
story.
I locked Levi in his room.
So I want to know
Oh.
about locking doors. Aaron has so many times been like, "Can we just like lock the doors so they stay in the room?" Because Aaron's mom.
You got talking
back
to
in
the mic
day-
if we're going to hear you then.
God. So Aaron's mom back in the day, she said she would lock the door of the bedroom. She had a peephole. She legitimately. I mean, I don't even know what year this
She
was.
just took a drill.
She was like,
work.
and so Aaron's like, "Why can't we just lock Ezekiel's door?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, if there's an emergency, if he had a legit night terror, if he's scared, I would never want him to think he can never come to us."
Yeah.
Baby monitors.
We have baby monitors.
So what we did with Levi is we just put the door handle,
Okay.
so he couldn't open the door.
Yeah,
So
like
technically
the,
he was
the
coming
spinny,
out, like,
it's that
all the
spinny baby
time.
booth
So that's
door handle
interesting.
thingy. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
so
my,
that's
my girlfriend
question.
also had one of those things that you could put on the door where it let the door foot open.
We do that. We have the
Or
latchy
half a
catchies.
foot. Oh, yeah,
we
latchy
have
catchy.
latchy catchies
The
on
latchy
every
catchy.
single door.
I
Only
did not know you had
because-
that.
Only because
It's rad. I think it's
want
amazing.
my child to be able to come and go if they need me, and for me, only that 5 minute of getting out, because Ezekiel has no problem getting back in his bed. He'll come and stand at me and stare at me like he's the children of a corn
Yeah.
and be like, "Choo choo," and I'm like, "Yeah, fuck no." And so I'll pick him up.
Somebody's got to Google that movie and go back. It's like an 80s movie.
Dude,
here.
they
Oh,
literally
man.
in the
I went
shadows.
to high school with one of those kids.
Yeah.
Did you really? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, they were twins. Actually, I went to school with both of them.
It was
So
just
I
in
will-
our Netflix feed, and so we had
It's
to ask
crazy.
who watched it, and it
Ooh.
was
Evil.
the kids.
It was
They,
evil.
yeah, they
Yeah.
found it.
Yeah,
Stephen
it was
King,
crazy.
Children of the Corn.
Children Corn, get it sponsored, $5,000. So anyway, so I would pick him up and you go back in his bed, and might be a second time just in case it might be too hot. We put the air conditioning. So we're always trying new things. We got the lullabies, we got the sound machines, we have the essential oils, we got the oil burners.
Yeah.
My boys sleep really, really well, but there are definitely those nights where it's like, really, like last night, they just wanted me to have a story to tell.
Well, I saw something on Facebook. I was telling Juliet last night that it was like this, like the answers, the secrets to sleeping, and like I said, you just need to do these 3 things. And one of the things that she had said was get rid of the blanket, the pacifier, the nightlight.
I have it all.
Yeah, I have it all. I
You
have it all. And she said, get rid of that because you're teaching them to rely on it. And
Yeah.
They need
I'm
something
like,
to
you've lost
comfort.
me. You've completely lost me. So
Yes.
I don't know if there's anyone out there that knows what I'm talking about. It's like the secret to sleep.
I need comfort. I
Podcast.
like if Greg's too far in the bed.
That's what Julia
I'm
was
like,
saying.
scoot
Yes.
over, and he's like, huh? And I'm like, I just need your butt to be just touching my butt.
I make Brian.
Yeah,
I
I
make
need it.
Brian hold my hand in bed, like
Oh
we're
my
dying
goodness.
together. Like
What?
yeah, and then like as soon as I get sleepy, I roll over. We both roll over on our sides, but I do. I reach
Do you
my
put a
hand
rose
over
on your
there,
chest
Yeah,
like
or
we're being
anything, and you
buried
fold
in
your
the
hands
same-
or anything?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like we're being buried in the same.
And
And
to
when
all
Greg-
of,
yeah,
to
go.
all of my girlfriends out there who know me from like old school, I still listen to fucking Clue on my phone
my
under my
sister's
pillow.
gonna have brain cancer. I don't
every
want to say
night.
that like it's gonna happen, but
We're
she
all gonna
puts a
die from
phone.
cancer. It's fine.
My sister puts
It's
a
not
phone
fine, I'm
under her
sorry.
pillow.
That was a horrible thing to
That
say.
was I don't know. I wasn't listening to you. But my sister puts a phone under her
My phone is
pillow
not
and
gonna
she
give me
watches a
cancer.
movie. Yes, it will.
I put my phone under my pillow.
And
But
listen
I
to
don't
a
say
mo-
movie.
it's a
movie.
fight.
Both of you guys are going to die holding
Amanda,
hands.
they say 5 feet away. They say the phone's got to be 5
least
feet
we'll be
away or you're going to
cuddling.
get this thing.
Can
I
I-
agree.
Can I
Well,
ask a
don't know.
question? Is a grandpa
Go for
here?
it.
Can I ask the grandpa question?
You're allowed one question, Paul.
All right, here's my question.
Okay.
saved
How
it.
do you handle the 5 more minutes?
Oh, good question.
I
She's-
did that my whole youth. Everything that became a joke in our family. 5 more minutes, and now my
Or
grandson's
I'm
doing the same thing.
thirsty. Or,
right.
what about that shit? I don't have to
Nope.
deal with that right now.
I'm like buck wild, ass crazy. I get so mean. I really
I do too.
Yeah.
I get mean.
I
I
do.
don't have the fucking patience for it anymore.
Not
First
necessarily
off,
with bedtime, but with
yes.
anything. With anything, when I say it, I mean it. And
Yeah.
there's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Yes.
if I say
have
it
to
3
get mean.
times, the 3rd time I'm literally insane, and
Me
they all
too.
look at me
I
and they're
agree.
like, "What is your problem?" And I
You look at me, you're
and
like,
then
I'm
I
the
feel like
asshole.
I have to
I've been
explain myself.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I
are
know.
you fucking kidding me?
I
I
know.
just took you to the beach. I just took you to McDonald's. I just took you here. I took you there. I did this. I did that. I did that. And all I asked you to do is put your fucking pajamas on
Yes.
and get in bed.
Yes.
And that's, I don't want to
And
hear
then
anything.
you walk
I
away.
agree.
And
But
so,
5 more minutes.
No,
Come
no,
No,
on.
no
I
minutes.
can't. No,
I can't.
because Ezekiel.
I have to brush my teeth because I have braces.
I'll
and
give
the
you.
food gets
I'll
stuck in
give you
them.
brush your teeth. So Ezekiel, because he can't really talk, and that's a whole other topic. What he can say is "Once upon a time," and he wants me to tell a story over
He's so
and over
cute.
again, and he's precious. But after I tell "Once upon a time," and he says "Once upon a time" again, I just say "Good night, my baby. I love you." I turn off the lights, put on his starlights, and I walk away. But
Yeah.
once upon a time,
Oh, that would break my heart.
Once upon a time, and then he's all choo choo, and he tells his own
talks to
story.
him. Oh my God, that's adorable.
So I literally, there's a time and a place where you literally have to
Yeah.
just walk away.
So I've been copying my sister. My sister had a really good idea with the transition from 1 kid to 2. She's been doing movie night at her house with
Just Ezekiel.
with Jesse Ezekiel. So they put the baby to bed early or just in bed, period.
Yeah.
And then they do popcorn and pizza or candy or
Yep,
whatever.
Starburst, his
And then
favorite.
you let them pick a movie. So I've been doing
Horrible
that at
movies.
home. Yeah, she said that when they're really fucking stupid, she makes drinking games out of
Yes,
them with
it's
her and her husband. That's
amazing.
kind of cool. So one of the movies that Julia recommended was Boss Baby, and
Yes.
it's a pretty cool. I didn't get a lot of
Hated
like.
it. I hated
you
it.
did.
Oh, I loved
it. Didn't
it.
get a good like a lot
I
of
just
good
think
reviews.
it's so inappropriate.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, I hate it. Levi
Oh,
wants to
I
watch
thought
all
it
the
was so
time, and I'm like, you
cute.
can't put it. No,
Oh,
I don't like it.
Ezekiel loves it.
I thought it was really cute. So
loved
I
it.
liked the whole transition from 1 to 2.
I don't like potty jokes. I don't like the little boys. Like I don't like Levi like saying like poop and stuff like that.
Oh no, dude! I'm totally on board with you. Like
I
the
hate
poo
that.
poo pee pee bullshit
Yeah.
jokes.
Yeah, or like
Like
I didn't even
I
recognize
agree.
that in the movie. That's
I
so funny
agree with
say
you,
that.
and
I
I
had no
told mom
idea.
that I will straight up tell my kid, and she tells me I'm mean, but I'm sorry. She'll tell me like you're being mean, but I'm like that's not funny. I want you to have a good sense of humor.
It's not.
and
It's
I know that this is
annoying.
developmental,
Yeah.
but like this is not funny. That's not a good joke.
Right.
And you know, mom does. So our mom is her preschool teacher. And our mom takes him to the bathroom. My mom says, "I don't like that shit." And like she doesn't say shit. Bless her
She
soul.
never says
Yeah.
anything.
Oh, I can get her to say it.
She said.
But she says, I don't like it. I don't put up with it. I just walk them to the bathroom and I say, get it all out. Say all those words in the toilet because
Right.
these are bathroom words.
that's good.
Isn't that a good one?
Oh, I want to
So-
be your mom when I'm older.
So she says, get them all out. And when you're done,
When you leave the
flush 'em.
bathroom,
flush them all down the toilet
Yeah.
and you walk out of here.
Brilliant.
No more bathroom words.
Thank you. Well, that's
Because
like
Levi will be like, twinkle, twinkle, little poopy face in your face, poop on your head.
okay.
And I'm
real
like,
quick, I'm going to intervene because
I'm
that
such a child.
when
I'm
we do
all,
our
"Good
potty
one."
training talk, that is amazing. But go back
Yes.
to that movie night. I love that.
So the movie night. So every Friday we've been doing movie night, where the baby she'll be sleeping. I'll put her somewhere where no one's holding her. Because Brian and I both like to hold her.
Yeah.
Because it's our last one, and we're like,
Right.
oh, look at her. So we'll put her down, and we pop popcorn.
Yeah.
And we do pizza, and I let her do chocolate milk. I don't give her candy because she gets enough treats. I enjoy giving her treats, and I kind of go
So
overboard.
I thought Sawyer was my last, and I used to do that too. I wouldn't put
Yeah.
him down for a nap, and I wouldn't put him down to bed. I just held him like this.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
put him on top, and now I can't get him off me. I always joke that he wants back in my uterus, and he's my most difficult child.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
He does. He literally
So-
wants to lay directly on top of me. There's no side to
Yeah,
side.
I'm
It's
sure
all
it
on top.
has.
We
you
got to
know,
get a sound effect with somebody
Yeah,
going,
I
what?
know. Right.
Because every time you
So-
say this, it's just they slide right by here.
know.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so we're going to wrap it up. We only have a few minutes
Okay.
left of this show.
Wait,
so,
wait, 10.
I know
Well,
you
you
guys
said
want
you did,
5
yes.
more minutes, but I have to be firm with you here. It's time
Me
to go to
too.
bed.
Well,
here.
no, it's 10.
it's
Or almost.
oh, it's fine. So
Yeah.
we're gonna do the wrap up. So this
Okay.
is what we're gonna say.
Okay,
It's
well,
like,
hold on.
Go ahead. What's that?
Oh, I was going to tell you that with my girlfriend Joey, she used the melatonin as a transition. So
Right.
from her bed, she
Yes.
put Julie on her bed, and
Sleep
she gave
training.
her
Yes.
yeah, she used it for sleep training, and she used it for a week or maybe 2, and then that was it.
Yeah.
And how did she do? How did Julian? is-
I think it worked.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get back to you on that one, but I think it worked, and then there's exceptions with nights. So that was the one that I didn't get to finish, and then there was something else I didn't
With
get
all
to
kids,
finish.
there's different transitions. Like Levi is the person who needs to be constantly like affirmation. And it's like I've been talking to him lately. When you're 5 years old, do 5-year-olds have babas? No, 5-year-olds have no babas.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Okay.
yeah, they don't have any babas, Levi. And like that's what I like. It's 7:00. At 8:00, it's the time for bedtime. And some days I'll get like the big fu, and sometimes he'll be okay with it. But the
Yeah.
older ones, they just expect to be able to stay up as late as their eyes can stay
So
open.
are they allowed to stay up for whenever with her mom?
They are allowed to stay up later at their mom's house because I think both those parents work. And so when they get home, if they were to go to bed right when they got home, they would get 30 minutes with their kids.
Yeah.
So I think that there's a different atmosphere, like when, I'm
Right.
with them all day versus somebody who isn't with them all day.
Right.
They want to spend their time together, and I respect that.
Right.
But at my house, I don't respect that. At my
So is it? So is it? Safe
You put in your
right.
time. The
Yeah,
time
I
is
did
gone.
it.
So is it safe to say that with bedtime, it depends on the family? I really think so.
I think it completely depends on the
and
family.
it's
And
like-
the person specifically, I don't let certain kids. Bella, I will say, you could stay up, and she likes to play with my hair, and I'll have a glass of wine or whatever. We'll hang out, watch TV. The 2 boys, I don't like them staying up past 9:30 or 10 because the next day they are so rude.
So your
They are
children.
Because they,
yeah.
so you
exhausted.
they obviously need sleep, and that's a good
Yes.
point, Julia. Is that
Right.
you know your kid,
Yeah.
so do whatever the fuck you want.
Right.
That's what I say.
I think
And
so.
what happens the next day? What are you going
and
to deal
to-
with?
Right,
Yeah.
and to be open, the fact Amanda was the one who introduced me to the melatonin tire teddies and the drops and all this stuff.
Yeah,
And it has
I'm gonna
been a
check this shit out.
it has been a lifesaver. But on the other hand, Amanda and I are so close that I feel like we're almost one and the same. But when it comes
We are
to
very
the sleeping,
similar in a lot of our
that it's just like,
styles.
hey, this is what it works, and this is what works for my family. This is what works for.
And
Jessica's
even though
family.
Amanda doesn't have a regimen, that is still her regimen.
that is her regimen, and I think that's
Yes.
the key thing to take away because there's. So
I
many
also have a
people-
way out if
Right.
I need it.
Yes.
If you need to go to bed, you will be sleeping. I
Do
promise
what's
you.
good for you. Sometimes
I
when you
agree.
have a new baby, or sometimes like in my case, there's 6 kids or whatever.
Right.
You literally feel like you're in the depths of hell, and it's never going to get better.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it will. It's only temporary. It's
I
all
agree.
only temporary. You're gonna find a
It's
niche.
all temporary. It
So
really
whether
is. I think
you're-
it all evens itself
Whether you're
out
co-sleeping,
eventually.
your kids in their crib by 2 weeks old, or you have 5 different bedtimes for every single child.
Yeah.
You do you, and I think that's probably the
agree.
best thing to take away. And Amanda said,
And don't put
you
pressure
have
on yourself
yeah, you
because
have
your
an out.
mother-in-law or and I know we don't have a lot of time left, but Bowie's been potty trained since she was 2 years old, but I never got a handle on potty training at night. Like Bowie doesn't pee the bed all the time, but sometimes she does, and so more often than not, I still put a fucking pull-up on her.
Right.
And
None of my kids have ever peed the bed.
Gets so my girlfriend said the same thing. Rachel said that
Not a
she's like
single
both
one.
of her kids. She was just like, oh, I've never had a problem with that. And I'm like, oh, you dick.
Yeah.
Because so Brian and I both have an alarm on our phone at 6:30. We stopped giving her all liquids, and it's not an issue.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not an issue. But so sometimes when she sleeps with us, like she'll pee, and then other times I put her in her bed and she won't pee, and I'm like, well, what the.
Yeah, I agree with you because we'll give Ezekiel milk in his sippy cup, not sippy cup, but the straw cup or whatever before bed, and he still wakes up with a dry diaper. So I don't know.
I don't have a handle on that.
don't have a
I do
handle
know
on
my
that either.
girlfriend has a 8-year-old, and he still pees the bed, and she took him to the pediatrician, and he looked at her like she was crazy and said, he's fine. Like,
get over it.
like
Listen, do any of us have a handle on our own sleeping? Like, I don't know why we
Right.
have such high expectations of the children and
I
stuff.
don't know.
I do. I want them to go to bed. I do expect
I want
that.
them to go to bed because I want to sleep, but then I never can sleep.
No, I want to watch my TV. I want to hang out.
you
with
want
my
your alone time.
husband.
You want the job
Yeah.
to end is
Yes,
what it is.
yes,
Right.
yeah.
I want to fucking clock out. Is what I
Mhm.
need.
I want to
need-
look on my phone with no guilt.
Yes, I need you out of my. Yeah, I
Yes,
need
I
my me
agree.
time, and I think that's completely normal.
But in the end,
so
you do you, right?
I agree. So, but really fast. But with my girlfriend, she had taken her kid to the doctor, and he said that he has a premature bladder, and that's it. It'll even itself out later.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah. As far as the peeing the bed thing, like even
Yeah.
when he's 8 years old, he was like, he's fine. It's a premature bladder, and it'll fix itself. So there was, no new things there. So I'm trying to remind myself that with this, but
Who cares?
that was,
She's a
that was
pull-up.
that was one of my other questions.
go.
Was
There you
like,
go.
does
Yeah.
everyone's kid pee the fucking bed?
So if
How
you
annoying
guys
is that?
want to chime in on any of this,
Yeah,
do you
any
use
feedback?
pull-ups? Do you have questions about melatonin or anything? Please.
Just don't try and sell me on the oil. Sorry, guys.
yeah.
I did try the oil.
I love
did, and it
oil.
doesn't work. I like the essential oil, but it doesn't work the way that I want it to.
smells Good.
I just don't like smelly
That's it.
boys. That's all I want. So,
Yeah.
anyways, reach out to us on Instagram. Our website's going to be up in a few short weeks. Sorry, I'm so busy with all my amazing other clients, so we're just on the back burner.
I know, and I am putting this on her shoulders.
Yeah,
I'm like,
so it's
oh,
fine.
website, ready to go.
Let's go. Okay, everyone, thank you so much. Cheers to everyone out there, and
Cheers.
sweet dreams, bitches. Bing.